Hey, what's up guys, it's me again and welcome back to my channel Mayta What Ifs. Today I am back with a new short movie. The name of this short movie is What If Naruto The Rising of the Fire Shadow. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted short movie and my own idea. Now before continuing this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Apologia channel as well if you haven't done so already. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's short movie. Our story begins in Konoha Gakure no Sato. 6 years after the QB attack, as we go towards Konoha Gakure no Sato. 6 years have passed since the traumatic events of the Nine-Tail attacks in the said village, as currently the people have returned to their normal life or adapted to the changes that had happened 6 years ago. Life as usual continued on, and so did time. The wounds that were quite fresh were now healing as the time went by. All except for one thing, and that was the hatred for the Kyuubi no Yoko. So much so that the people after 6 years hated so much that monster heatedly that the Jinchuriki of that monster, the 6-year-old orphaned resident Jinchuriki of Konoha, Naruto Uzumaki, was being targeted. Wherever he went to get either groceries, food, or anything he liked, he would be overcharged or outright denied from buying that. It got to the point that Naruto had had enough. As nearby one of the vendors who he saw was selling masks, he liked a fox one and asked how much was it. "Of course you're a damn demon. That is why you would like this damn fox mask. Here, take it," said the man, slamming that mask on Naruto's face, causing Naruto to bleed for a bit as the mask fell down to the ground. Naruto sighed and looked at him and calmly said, "Why would you do that?" "Because you like that." "Do you do this to every customer who comes to you then?" "No. You are a damn monster, and you should realize that. How am I a monster? Do you see any extra nails or claws or anything? Do I have demonic features or anything?" "No. You resemble us because you mock us." "So let me get this straight. Any human who resembles you is mocking you technically, so they're like what? The rest of the population of the elemental nations mocking you?" "Don't try to twist the words, boy. It is you who I am specifically talking about." Is that so? Man, Yuji sure is right. Education is not the strongest suit for people of Konoha." With that said, Naruto turned on his heel and began to leave to get patched up. As he arrived inside the Hokage office without any delay, as there was a knock on the door while Hiruzen was busy doing his paperwork. "Come in. Place those paperwork there. I'm not your assistant, Gigi." "Oh, Naruto. Oh my god, Naruto, what happened?" said Hiruzen as his gaze went from Naruto to back to his paper to again at Naruto with a shocked-filled expression. "What happened?" he said, getting up and opening his drawer, in which the bandage as well as some ointment was kept. After properly cleaning the wound and placing ointment, Hiruzen bandaged it up. "There. It's not a professional work, but it will hold." "Yeah, thank God. I came here straight." "What? Why did you not go to the medics? You think they would treat me?" "What happened, Naruto?" "As usual, you know, the people calling me a demon and whatnot, and me giving them logic and reasoning that I am not the one they called me." As, unbeknownst to both of the two, the elders were standing on the other side of the door. "It's just the people don't get it, Naruto." "Yes, I understand that, but they know something that I do not, and you also are aware of that fact." "Am I the Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi no Yoko? How did you..." "It's not that quite hard. I mean, 6 years ago when I was born, the Nine-Tail attacks happened, and I was an orphan, so yeah. And besides that, when I was trying to read how to unlock chakra and was able to do so, I saw the seal." "Hold up. Wait, what? You unlocked your chakra on your own?" "It's not that hard once you get the theory down, so yeah, I was able to do that." As the elders were stunned. The boy was never taught by a sensei, not helped by anyone. He just self-taught himself from the book. The development was interesting, so Danzo removed his hand from the handle of the door and stood there listening. "Danzo, enough. We are listening into the conversation. because things have gotten interesting. If you don't tell me, then I'll find a way to contact the QB. What? No, you shouldn't do that. Why then? Is it true that I am the Jinchuriki? Yes. Yes, Naruto, and the seal you saw is the seal that the fourth Hokage used. You kind of made a mistake, you know. What? What mistake? You kind of made a mistake in a kanji. It means if I show any disturbance in my emotions, there might be a chance that the QB's chakra might seep out. So it's not foolproof then? Nope, not one bit at all. As the elders were shocked, at the same time amazed, and that is when Danzo decided he had heard enough, and he needed to step up on this opportunity. The door opened, and in walked the elders. Closing the door shut, Koharu locked the door. What are you three doing here? Did you heard everything? Yes, we did, said Danzo, answering Hiruzen's question. Now, Naruto. Danzo's gaze went towards Naruto. What do you think if you are, now that you know you're aware of being the Jinchuriki and all, your life would be? It's not easy, but I'll make things work, I guess. I mean, there are most of the people, when I give them reasoning and logic, they kind of back off on their own ideologies. That is true. People, when facing logic, sometimes act irrational, or they are willing to accept. Yeah, that is true. Not every person has a similar mindset, that is. That is very true indeed, Naruto. Say, what would you say if I said I would like to train you to become the next Hokage? Gigi was also pushing me to become one. So much so that I said, okay, why not? As both of the elders looked towards Danzo as he had lost his mind, as Hiruzen looked towards Danzo with narrowed eyes. What are you doing, Danzo? Nothing. I'm just saying that I have seen the potential, and I might think that we might, gentlemen and lady, at our hand here have a generational prodigy. I don't know much about generational prodigy and all. I just say that I got lucky with most of the things that I've learned. No, my dear boy, you did not get lucky at all. Being able to learn from a book that is quite dense to understand, without any help from a shinobi, or as a superior, or a supervisor, and you being able to unlock chakra and even tell that you had a faulty seal on your own is quite a lot. How far have you gone into the Fuinjutsu arts? Oh, you mean the seal arts? Well, I'm at the 7th book. They said there are 10s, right? Kind of sad that I'm almost breezing through them. Really now? Here, this is a pen and a paper. Prepare a story seal for me. Oh, that's simple. After a few brush strokes that were clean, Naruto was able to make a story seal that was working. At the age of 6, Hiruzen was shocked beyond reasoning. How did you learn that? The librarian threw away old books that are, kind of gone bad or are growing to mold instead of repairing them. So, what I do is take off the molded cover and glue a piece of paper on top of it. And the inner pages are saved most of the time. So, yeah, I copy the notes and from there onwards I learn. So you make your own books? Copies, is that it? Yeah, it is kind of a bit hard, but I do enjoy doing that in my free time. So yes, I do that. That tells why you're so proficient, because you try to mimic how the writing is done. You know how the books are printed, right? By people? No, that was in the old ancient times. Nowadays we have printing press that is, to be more precise and clear. You're trying to mimic that, and because of that, you make precise and accurate seals, as well as other Fuinjutsu arts. What else have you learned? I am quite keen and interested. Oh, nothing, just this jutsu. As Naruto made a few hand seals, as on 5 of his fingertips were small 5 wind blades. Is that a new formation of wind blade jutsu? Yeah, I couldn't make a big one, so I decided to make a small one. I only adjusted a few seals, and now we have a claw made out of wind air, as Naruto cut a piece of paper with a claw slash. And it shocked all of them. That is amazing, said Homura. Indeed, that technique in itself is an A-rank technique, don't you not agree, Hiruzen? Yes, that itself is an A-rank jutsu. A 6-year-old created a jutsu. Can you believe that? Konoha sure has a lot of legends in its breed. Naruto is one of them. I'm no such thing. Thanks for the compliment, though. So, now that I'm bandaged up, can I leave? No. As I was telling you, I am interested in seeing your progress. Well, I have to go to the academy like the rest. There will be violent favoritism if I, just do this more on my own. But you would be wasting your potential. If anything, I would be learning more, I guess. Besides, I have an ability to see and, copy techniques. Is that so? Hiruzen, I would like to presume a test, if you might. Alright, permission granted. Alright, I guess. And so, Naruto and the elders and Hiruzen found themselves now, instead of Naruto's home, in the training arena where a shinobi was training, a Jonin level 1. I want you to show Naruto your training regimen that you do on this course and your time record. Don't you think it's too much for the kid? He's not even a genin. Naruto, you can stretch and watch. I'll watch first and then stretch before going in. And Naruto witnessed the Jonin going through the course that was made, with a lot of weapons swinging left and right, as well as arrows shooting and even multiple other stuff that he had to dodge, while climb and also crawl through. After that was completed, it was under a minute. 59 seconds. Alright, Naruto, I have reset the timer. Go, now! After stretching for a moment as the clock ticked, Naruto dashed as fast as he could. Because of his small body, he was moving agilely as well as covering less ground and was moving through the trenches easily. Once cleared through, Naruto stood there at 49.9 seconds. Impressive. Where did you think you made a mistake? Well, my shoulder got stuck in the barbed wire while crawling, so yeah, I guess that was kind of a mistake. You're wearing a civilian cloth. That was bound to happen. But multiple times, said the shinobi. You should be lucky that it only happened once. The boy in itself has broken a Jonin level record. Genins can do this within 2 minutes, while Chunin with 1.5 minutes. Only the Jonins are able to do it in a minute, while I, on the other hand, am the one who was only able to finish it in 59 seconds. The kid is close to me, better than most of the Jonins that we have. And that in itself shocked the other two elders as well as Hiruzen, as Danzo smirked. Well, Naruto, why don't you go and get patched up and rest for the day? Thank you, I guess. Do let me know if you come up with anything, I guess, because that was kind of fun. And once Naruto left, Danzo turned towards Hiruzen and the other two elders. Did you all saw what the boy did? I have been trying to tell you that we need to make him into a weapon, but I have been wrong, said Danzo, as Hiruzen was about to speak after his first sentence. That boy is not a weapon. He is a prodigy when it comes to things like that, knowledgeable. And also, if trained properly, he can be molded into the perfect Hokage. A perfect fire shadow, Hiruzen, that can not only protect Konoha but guide it towards more prosperity and peace that you want. Seriously, you preaching about peace, Danzo? I have my fair share of warmongering moments, but listen well when I say this. I am growing old as you are, and I have realized that I am no longer strong as I thought I was. And after the QB attack 6 years ago, I have realized that we need stronger people to protect us, because we alone cannot hold on any longer. Because we are from the older generation. That is true. Not like that is now how things have gone by in our time as well, Danzo. When we were young, we protected the old ones, said Koharu, as Homura nodded. Yes, it's just that I now realize why, even back then, the old men were quite stubborn, like how we have become. It is time we pass down the torch to someone, and I see a successor in Naruto, the perfect rise of the new Hokage. And so, now we see time begin to pass by as Naruto was informed that he was now going to go to the academy, while also in the evening train with the elders as well as Hiruzen. And so that is how Naruto's life began. In the daytime, he attended the academy. At first, Hiruka and Mizuki were both quite pissed at him because he was the Jinchuriki of the Kyubi no Yoko. Naruto immediately realized that, and while Iruka was trying to somehow get Naruto out of the class, Naruto asked him a question. Sensei, did you lost anyone in the Nine Tails attack? That happened 6 years ago. Yes, I did. Both of my parents. Why do you ask? I was born back then. Yes, I am aware. Most of you were. What's so special about you? That I am the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails. Is that why you are trying to put pressure on me to get me out? As Iruka for the first time went wide-eyed, and so did Mizuki, while the others looked at Naruto. What are you talking about, Naruto? You're not the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails. Yes, I am, Kiba. I found out about that from Hokage. You can ask your parents. It's fine. I told Gigi that it's fine that if everyone knows. Not like not everyone was already aware. Most of the elders are, it's just they don't tell you because of Gigi or Hokage-sama's word. Is it true, Sensei? Yes, as everyone began to murmur around Naruto. As after the class ended, Iruka stopped Naruto as he was about to leave. Why did you do that? You knew that your life could be destroyed by that, right? I don't care if they like me or not. Neither do I care about if you like me or not, or my life get destroyed. The thing is that I'm a man of logic. Now tell me, do you see me resembling in any sense to the QB, aside from my orange jumpsuit, because that is the only clothes that the people would sell me, because of violent racism against me? As Iruka went dead quiet. Now listen here. I lost my parents too, alright? They died fighting for this village when I was born. I was just chosen by the 4th Hokage to seal the Biju within me. I don't know why, for what reason, but it was me. It could have been anyone. Would you have hated them if it was your own little brother or sibling? Iruka became dead quiet again, because he realized that what the boy was saying was true. He did not have any say in it. He was just the one who was there at the wrong time and was chosen. I'm sorry, Naruto. Don't be sorry. Be better. You're the damn sensei of our class. At least act like one. And with that being said, Naruto left. The next day, Naruto as usual arrived, and from then on, he never looked back. Slowly but surely, people now his own age were aware that he was the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails. At first caution, while Shikamaru and Choji didn't care, they began to realize, Jinchuriki or not, Naruto was Naruto. Hiruzen thought that this was going to be bad for Naruto for one moment, but as the time went by, he alongside the elders realized that it might have been the best thing he did, because he was already making the younger generation of his age aware that he was something the elders told that they were not. And this was a slap across the civilians' faces, who thought that he was a demon, and were going to teach their kids as such. As the council meeting was held, in which the civilians were trying to say that the QB was tricking their children and whatnot, as Hiruzen was about to say something, but Danzo stood up. Before we continue to say any more of this stuff, I have a genuine question to ask you. Did that boy do anything to you in a manner that would given you proof that he is the QB? Have you had any proof? He is the Jinchuriki of the QB no Yoko. I have a simple solution to solve this problem. Bring in Naruto himself. And so the boy was called. Are you aware, boy, who you are? Yes, I am the Jinchuriki of the Nine-Tailed Fox, Naruto Uzumaki, who was not aware of that until he figured it out, because you people called me demon and I was born 6 years ago, and the only demon back then that was unleashed on this village was the Nine-Tailed Fox. Then do you know that you are it in human form? How can that be? In what godly sense would that work? Can you properly give me an explanation, because I do not know myself? You speak of him as a demon, but that is some godly level power. Do demons even possess that? Then why did not they try it ever before? Like for thousands of years I heard they existed, didn't they? Why don't the other villages be just try that now? I heard that the Three-Tails Jinchuriki died and the Three-Tails is still there. Why did not turn back to the human self? As they were dead silent after getting the logical reasoning from Naruto. Now, as for Danzo-sama brought me in, this is a kunai, ladies and gentlemen, right? Of course it is. Naruto placed it on a piece of paper with a seal and it moved away as Naruto held up the paper. Now this is a kunai. It's a piece of paper, kid, with a seal on it. Nope, this is a kunai. That's a piece of paper. Are you an idiot? It's a kunai, I'm telling you, it's a kunai. Why can't you believe me? Can't you see you're blind? It's a kunai. And that is when the people got the irony. You realize, don't you? Said Naruto with a smile on his face. The shinobis were trying to hide their laugh as the elders and Hiruzen looked smug. That is what you're saying to me. Just because I have something sealed within me when I was just a newborn doesn't mean that I am becoming that. Next time, be better. Because you people are here because you were taught to be, well, quote unquote, quite logical and reasonable people. As for knowledgeable, yeah, that is questionable because you just literally blamed a 6-year-old child that he was a monster. And so, the people were embarrassed. They couldn't say anything back in their defense, so Naruto was excused. And that is when Danzo then said, Esteemed council and all civilian members, I say this when I prove it to you that we have a successor at our hands. We know that Hiruzen is only holding on because Minato died. But that boy, if he is trained properly, not only he will be able to lead us with reasoning, but also make us great again. The civilians, even though they were begrudgingly hurt, more like their ego and the jabs that Naruto threw at them were causing them to hurt. It was evident that Naruto was the way. And so, from the next day onwards, people began to murmur and look at Naruto with different eyes, as Naruto rolled his eyes because he realized they were now realizing that Naruto was not the QB. So much for the land of peaceful people, huh? I guess. Naruto continued his academy years as such, while on the other side, the elders watched closely. Naruto by the 13th year had made 3 more jutsu. He built a katana type jutsu made from wind blade, his wind claws technique, and it was in the form of a katana, but invisible. It could send wind slashes as well as cut through literal mountain if it wanted to. The more chakra you pressed into it, compressing it into air, the more it went. But that was not all. Naruto was also able to master the water techniques and the earth style techniques for defense and offense. And because of that, Naruto mastered the Tobirama-sama's water dragon technique as well, making him using the S-rank techniques at a training level Genin, the only one who could do that. And besides that, Naruto had a photographic memory. When he saw moves, he was able to copy them or even create counters of them. And that is how he was able to beat Sasuke, even Chunins, and also a Jonin as well. And even almost took down Guy before he went into his inner gate state. And Guy was obviously disqualified and the match was ended up in a tie. From then on, everyone had respect for the kid because they knew he was a great man in the making. But then came the test, the next Kage Summit. And this time, Danzo had a gamble, a huge one, to play at. He wanted Naruto to represent Konoha, as Naruto was present there inside the Hokage office, and was informed of this. What? But I'm just a Genin. In training, that is. You are more than that, kid. The peace talks are going to happen. We are going to establish a neutral ground, or a peaceful one, with Iwa, Hiri, as well as Kumo. Suna is already our allies, we will only reestablish the deals with them. And also show neutrality when it comes to their different villages, and also our friendship towards Iron Country. Now your job here is to make sure that we are able to seal the deal. I guess I'm gonna try. Yes, that is what we want you to do. Give it your best. And so Naruto, without any note, a single preparation made, arrived there. Because he knew he would be able to counter what he needs to counter. As Naruto from the Hokage side then spoke up, esteemed members of the Kage Summit, as well as the different leaders. I'm Naruto Uzumaki, representing Konoha. this time around for the debates of peace talks. As Oniki and the other Kages representing them chuckled. What happened to you, Hiruzen? That got your tongue so you have to use kids? Well, no, actually. Said Naruto. Oniki-sama. It's a test of a sort, you see? So, what is this about? Are we supposed to have a test here? No. It's my test, and my test is to convince you for a peace deal. We have fought war against Konoha, and Konoha has taken a lot of our beloved people from us. What makes you think that we will seal a peace deal with you? If not any neutral, that is. Well, you have to, because as you said, you lost a lot of men, and so have we. Who was the one who instigated this war? Even if we were the one to initiate it, in the end we lost a lot because of you people. Did we instigate this war, Oniki-sama? No. It was us and our council. But that doesn't make what you did a right. We were only defending our village. And from what I have heard from the reports, because I was not there, my apologies, as the others chuckled, that the Eva shinobis were given multiple chances to withdraw back. But did they listen? No. Then why are you still blaming this on Konoha? Are you saying that this loss is our fault? Some pills are hard to swallow, but yes, it was. Do you stand by it, even if we have to go to war? Yes, I stand by it. Because, you see, I can't just agree with anyone and be a yes man if it makes you deal a peace treaty. It seems we have not come to terms. My apologies, Oniki-sama, because you are adamant that it is our fault when all the instigation was made by you and your village, even after multiple times told that you need to withdraw back. But that doesn't right the wrong of how many lives were lost. Then I have a counter question for you. What you did in Uzushio-gakure, since I am an Uzumaki, this one is personal as that one was personal to you. Was that justified? The women, the elder, the little infant children. Why were they butchered down? Why was the Uzumaki clan butchered down? They were not part of Konoha. Yes, they were allies, but they weren't even participating in the war. Only providing them seals so that they could protect themselves with barriers. Can you answer that, Eisama? Or you? May-sama as well, from Kirigakure. As the other three Kages' eyes widen and now look down in shame because they realize that Naruto had them trapped. Hiruzen smirked, knowing that if Oniki was guilt-tripping, Naruto guilt-tripped them hard. Did any of those kids, those infant children, the kids that had a huge life in front of them, deserve that to happen? My mother was lucky. She was called by Mayta-sama at the time. And because of that, I was able to be born. As now Konoha was shocked. And quite surprised, because that was not told to Naruto. What was your mother's name? Kushina Uzumaki. And I have, on that note, a question. Kuma tried to kidnap my mother. Your father was the Hokage at the time. And she was just a child. Being sent there to used as a breeding program. What do you have to say for that? Was that moral? That could have instigated a war with Uzumaki clan if they would have survived. They were attacked, ambushed by 3 villages combined out of fear for their Fuinjutsu knowledge. Because they wouldn't share with them. But the truth is far from that. You see, I have dug deep today. Come here prepared with full homework. I have read in the past some old Uzumaki files that were recovered from the ruins. In that a document was found which was signed by the 3 villages and the Uzumakis, a peace deal in presence of the second Hokage. As Hiruzen was even shocked. It was supposed to be done so that Uzushio-gakure would become the neutral ground that right now Iron Country is. I'm sorry to say this, Samurai-san. It's alright, Mr. Uzumaki. Please continue. Now, esteemed member of this Summit, I ask you, was that the peaceful option that you respond with? Even back then and now, and blame it all on your own incompetence, because you felt the right to stroke your own egos and cause so many deaths. Oniki for once was quiet. Now realizing his mistake passed from his hatred, only guilt remained. As on the other side, May also was a bit ashamed. You yourself have come out of a civil war, a disaster in which you were hunted and massacred, similar to how the Uzushu were. Eisama, you know more than ever what a massacre is like. Your brother B, his whole clan was massacred, wasn't it? Until you rescued him when he was just a kid. True. So I'm afraid that you all have been through that pain, and yet you inflict so much on the other, just because of your own ego. An ego that if you put aside and joined hands with one another, forming a peace deal, a peace treaty, there would be a lot more benefits. First of all, we would be able to protect one another. Second of all, like this, a Kage council could be arranged in which the Kages would decide what to do and how to form trade routes and what to do better. And let me tell you this, your economies can boom without the need of the land of Fire Daimyo or any other daimyo at that, which meant you and your village's people could be free, independent, away from loan. And that, instead of guilt, caught attention. Is that so? Said May, because I have been trying to change Kiri from the bloody mist village to something else. We would be able to help one another then, to stand on each other's feet, because right now our battle is similar, which is for helping our economy stabilize, people stabilize, as well as to make sure everyone is protected. And that to balance out daimyos, we have to make sure that we end the skirmishes or start skirmishes with one another. Why do you think that we always have been pushed to wars? It was because of daimyos' egos. They wanted the people to die, or their own egos to be stroked. Have you not wondered that whenever you lose a war, your budgets are cut, and whenever you win something, your budgets are increased? I'm not talking about the other villages, I'm also talking about Konoha. When the disaster happened, all those years ago, the daimyo sent it half the amount that he sent it when we won a war. That is true. That Hiruzen, as even Danzo agreed, now realizing that Naruto indeed was a goldmine they landed upon, a leader that it truly could follow. So what do you say, people, gentlemen and ladies? Do we come to terms? But going against the daimyo that is the mentality of a slave. You're not someone who owes him anything. And even if you do, it is your right to return it back to him and free yourself, isn't it? If you only continue to take and take, the debt will increase and you would have to do their bidding whether you like it or not. But if he demands something that is quite important to you more than your life, what would you do then? And so, the silence was palpable, and they realized the boy was right. I have rested my case in front of you, esteemed council member of this meeting. Now please, their decision is up to you. As the meeting came to an end and everyone returned, it was evident that Naruto has won them over, and now the council meeting has agreed to form a peace amongst one another. So much secure that as effectively possible, Naruto advised Hiruzen as well as the elders, with their help, also advising to the Kages, the peace treaty turned into a peace formation and union of the 5 elemental villages. A union and trade system so strong that the daimyos were slowly being paid off. Food shortages were a thing of a past, and since trade routes were open, so were the water routes and the other stuff, because they were helping one another, and each and every land had its own set of farms as well as different fields in which they would do and make business with, earning money and also getting more and more stable economy. Because they realized the age of fighting and killing one another needs to end to protect the next generation and to protect the integrity of their own selves. While the daimyos were downright pissed. They knew that sooner or later the land will be free from their clutches, so they began to push the Hokages for instigation, for covert missions and whatnot, but the Hokages didn't agree to it. Naruto made sure that they'd only told them to delay and delay, and after Naruto reached at the age of 15, it was already said and done. Every village had paid off their own loans to the last Ryu, and because of that, the land of each daimyo couldn't do shit about the village because they were free from their clutches now. And they were much more stable. People were happier there, much more than they have ever been. And Naruto was happy too, because he was able to help out so many, and currently had his own small office because in that he was doing the budgeting and paperwork, while the elders and Hiruzen was seated in his own office. You know, Hiruzen, this is the right decision that both you and Danzo made and agreed upon, that I can agree with. Yes, said Koharu. We are free from the daimyo's clutches and at peace. There is not a single war or skirmish, not a single shinobi lost, and we have made a lot of money and are now stabilized. There is not a single broke or poor shinobi who is retired or a person who is gone sleepy, hungry now. That boy is really working hard, said Danzo. He needs to be the Hokage. And so, Hiruzen then said, why not? And Naruto was contacted and informed of this in front of the council, who immediately agreed, as Naruto's eyes widened. But I'm too young. I'm immature. I don't think I would be able to lead. Yet, you're the one who visioned this, Naruto. Even we did not thought for a moment that you would envision so far ahead. We were thinking that you might be able to broker at least a ceasefire agreement extension, not a peace deal outright. But you broke our expectations. And now it is time that you become our leader and lead us. And once the news reached the other's ear, it was bell ringings there. Why? Because Naruto was someone who was widely respected by everyone, even by the enemy turned ally villages. And that itself became a threat to a few people, such as Orochimaru for once and the Akatsuki. So, Orochimaru arrived one night after Naruto's inauguration and all that, as he was seated. So you're the new Hokage of Konoha, Orochimaru, huh? Why don't you take a seat and we talk? Trying to be diplomatic with me won't help you, kid. Well, at least I have to listen to you, since you have come to me for something. Yes, the scroll of sealings. Ah, the most important scroll of Konoha. I can't, kind of give you that, but I would like to ask, what were you gonna do with that? Honestly, yes. As Naruto poured him a glass of water, as he then took one and drank himself. Please. As Orochimaru stared at it and smirked, and then took a sip and placed it down. You are quite a weird man. I've said this multiple times in the past. I am a man of logic and words. What can be solved with words, why use fists to solve that? That is quite nice, actually. You were able to unite, after all, 5 enemies of decades with your words alone. With logic. So tell me, what kind of logic do you have for me? A man who is, the number 1 enemy of Konoha. You must have a reason to become like that, because otherwise you were at one time respected as the legendary Sannin, the Snake Sage. True, that is true, but as you are aware, I became the most hated and the most rogue-hunted criminal. Must be a reason, as I stated. Was there something you had done? Or something that made you do what you did? I read the reports, and also those that were recovered. In that, a diary was found. As Naruto picked up that drawer, I'm still not finished reading it, but I think that this belongs to you. That is my journal. Personal one. As Orochimaru narrowed his eyes as Naruto placed under the decks. Here, you can take it. How much far have you read into it? Quite a lot. Enough so that I realized that you became enraged, that you had contracted a disease because of Hiruzen Sarutobi while trying to protect him from a poison that is slowly killing you now. As his fists clenched as he released killer intent. Who do you tell this to? Nobody. You're in search for a body, and you, for that, have done quite a lot of atrocious experiments that even I must condemn. So what, am I supposed to just die? No. But there is a way. If we think scientifically about it, you had the solution in front of you the whole time. What? Try a shadow clone or a blood clone of yourself, because you know that yourself in a healthy body is much more dangerous than in anyone else's body that would die out and you would have to search for a new one. That can work, said Orochimaru as he was now in deep thought, doing calculations in his head. You're right, but why tell me this? Simple. You were able to hide this secret and become a rogue. I only experimented on criminals, rapists, and such people. But to the sensei and all, it was inhumane. What they were doing was humane? No, but what you did was unethical. You should have asked for permission and maybe they would have granted it to you. Don't joke with me. Trust me, I am not. I can really use someone like you on my side, because in you is a lot of potential still, Orochimaru-sama. Do you honestly believe that I would fall for that? No. But what I'm telling you is real. If you agree to that, I will be allocating you a budget so that you can help better Konoha once more. Obviously, you will be given immunity for what you have done in the past, because right now we need all the strong allies we can get on our side. I will think about it, kid, and return to you if this works. And if I do, then I will form an agreement, a formal one. Do we have a deal, Orochimaru-sama? Good evening, Naruto. You certainly are quite an interesting addition. I have seen many fire shadows rise, but you... you are quite above all of them. I'm a man of logic. And, well, honesty. And once that was said and done, Orochimaru returned a week after, and the agreement was made, and elders and Hiruzen was alerted, and they were shocked. Is this true, Orochimaru? You never tried to read anything into it, did you? I'm sorry. If I had known that you were going through that, we would help you. Why did you not tell us? I couldn't. I became scared. But the first time in my life I was. Of what would you think about me? I knew I was the only one who could help myself, so I found a way. But you thought I was doing inhumane stuff, so I defected. All my research, all that I have done, was gone. And that man that you saved? Yes, I know. He went on to become the serial rapist who raped 10 more women before he was killed. That is why I detest what you have done, and wanted to come after you. All those 10 women that died either were orphan, poor, or single mothers, leaving their kids orphan. You know how I became orphan, right? I'm sorry, Orochimaru. I don't need your apologies. Are you sure we can still trust him? Yes. I know you might have your own differences, but I see a lot of potential here in this partnership. I am only partnering because of Naruto, not because of you. And with that, Orochimaru left. And so, a few weeks have passed when one of the masked persons arrived. And this one was wearing a black cloak with red clouds on them. You must be the Akatsuki member, an organization that is known for mercenaries. What can I do for you? Toby, I believe? That is a fake name. Ah, the Madara wannabe that attacked my village all those years ago, said Naruto as he, with a single snap of his fingers, unleashed Fuinjutsu seals that caused chakra suppression to the point that he fell to his knees, and while Naruto stood straight. This room is my domain now, in which I am the only one who can use chakra. Did you honestly believe that you could come here and I would just let you walk in and give threats to me? As Naruto unmasked him and looked straight into his face. Obito Uchiha, a student of my father. Very interesting. Your eyes, they belong to Madara, I believe. One of them do. The same one that you used to place the Kyuubi in a Genjutsu, I believe. Yes. How is this possible? Oh, I forgot to mention, you can't lie to me as well. Why are you doing this? Moonlight plan. And one by one everything was revealed, even the hideout. And now we see Naruto knocked him out as the seal dispersed. The Anbu squadron as well as Jiraiya was prepared there. Contact the other Kages. And so they were contacted. And after that, a whole recording was shown to them. The other Kages became alert and realized that this threat was not something they could ignore. Amigakure was raided and the Katsuki was taken in by surprise. Garumazo was secured and they were executed. Naruto killed two birds with one stone. And now, there was no threat to Konoha or the elemental nations. The daimyos were the only threats, but their threats were only to the words, being called traitor and whatnot. While they ignored that, they continued to form bonds with the other villages such as the Vegetable, Snow, and the others, expanding their ally block so that they would be able to trade more openly and get more and more things that would help them in the future. As Naruto reached at the age of 16, it was evident that he was the most strongest and most competent fire shadow that the elemental nation has ever seen. Konoha was booming, and not only Konoha, the other surrounding places and surrounding villages as well. And the other villages which were now allied to him were also benefiting from it quite badly and spoke highly of Naruto. While in Konoha we see elders were seated after a long night while Naruto has gone off to his home to rest. No? Back then when you came in through the door when I was talking to the boy. That might have been a blessing in disguise that set this chain of events into action, Danzo. Yes, sometimes I do wonder, because I thought to myself that this is the opportunity in which I can make things right. And I took that. And look at us here now, old friend. The Konoha is on the rise, all thanks to the new rising fire shadow of our village. Amen to that. Many more glorious years and peaceful and developed years are to come. Yeah, and both of them cheers and drink some sake while enjoying the moonlight. As this is where I will be leaving this short movie off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Polo Uchiha channel as well. As this is it for the day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.